Hello and welcome to whatever this is, live map making. I don't have a name for the show. I guess it's the final journey, isn't it? The final journey with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB. You're very, very welcome. So, map making. We are episode 26, so it's got to be easily 40 hours worth of work into this already. Completely created from hand or by hand. Doodled, actually. No real plan involved here. Just rough idea what I wanted to do and plenty of experience looking at other people's mistakes and successes. So it's coming together. It's coming together. Now today, well, hang on, what have we done? We have, I think the rivers are now pretty much done. There might be just a little bit of flourishing here and there. Things like the Oxbow Lake here. Is this going to be okay? Why is that? This would probably not be harshly lined because it'd be a soft flow. So I've probably got a little bit of smoothing to do along the river there. And just a few little odds and sausages around the map to do. Off camera, for those of you that were there for the last stream, I think the only real big, if you can call this big change that I've done off camera, that was the route of the rail here. The route of the rail, which was more of a loop down and up. I was looking at this again. Let me go into the tile mode. My thought here is this is probably going to be a harbour stroke industrial area. We want access to the rail from here, clearly. And the route that it took got a little too close. Not so close, but I didn't want it any real close. It's about a kilometre there, isn't there, I feel? Ballpark. What I wanted to do was provide a little bit more room for the city builder to be able to have a... Oh, sirens to the BonBonB Bingo players. Link is not in the description. That's an ambulance that time. Right, so what we have is room for a rail terminus for a depot or something down here by the harbour. There's room definitely to do something. I've redrawn this a few times and I've still been getting one or two. I could align this by move it, but I will align it by hand. Hey there, how you doing? So yes, I've got a little bit, there's tiny little bits like this that I'm probably going to come back to and fix later. Object height this side, it was too low. There we go. This doesn't look too bad. It's not far off. It's not far off. Sirens are part of the show. They absolutely are. They absolutely are. I popped in a little island in the middle of here. I think that might have been off camera. Similarly, there's another bridge further upstream somewhere that I don't remember where it is. Oh, here. Hang on. Is that the same? I thought I put an island in here, but it's not quite making it above the water level. I'm going to up that slightly, I think, and then we'll probably be sort of about done. Yeah, this doesn't have to come up much, does it? Doesn't have to come up much. Sort of about done-ish. Flourishments are what are required now along the rivers, including foliage. So, right, we've done the highway is good. We were last time round we were over here, which I'm feeling is going to be the touristy type area. We popped in a little bit of verticality on this mountain here. We sharpened up this mountain over here. We popped in a ridge here, just so it wouldn't be again without the motorbikes, would it? It's the same idiot It's always, when I start the stream, always within 2 minutes, that same guy goes past. So yeah, we've got a bit of a ridge going on here, a little bit of a valley going on here, and then again, the beach is a placeholder at the moment. This was literally drawn with a speed swish. There's going to be work done to the beach as well. Specifically, you can tell here, the shape of the beach here with the terrain doesn't look right, and it falls short and such. So there's definitely stuff needs doing there. The shape of the lighthouse island, I'm liking. Shark's Tooth Island, as it's now being christened by one of the viewers. Thank you so much, whoever that was. I've forgotten. I don't make notes. I just remember it wasn't me that came up with the idea. But anyway, I quite like that. Again, once we get some foliage on there, it all can bring it to life a little bit. These islands and this coastline needs to be redrawn, and that will be what I do today, says he, thinking what else there is to do today. We did stick in a little hidden bonus over there somewhere. I'm not going to show it now. You have to subscribe to the map to find it. We enlarged the bay slightly just to give a little bit more buildable space. Again, thinking of tile purchasing. If you're purchasing this tile, the bay, let me come out of this, I don't want to yeah, the bay as it was came around like this more, and there wasn't a huge amount of buildable space. They're still not the hugest, but it is now value for purchase. I think if you're doing a harbour, if you, from the first tile here, if you came this way instead of that way, and remember there will be shipping routes coming up these two rivers, so you could harbour this area, but if you wanted to go this way for the harbour reasons, so second tile, there's enough room in there to do something solid. It's not the biggest, but it's workable. This one here, again, the sand there is just placeholder to mark out that we're going to do some work here. Well, we're going to work this. Right, okay, plan for today. We're going to work this area. Going to remove the sand. I don't think the sand really works there, but we're going to remove it. I think we're going to work we won't do the beach yet because that's more detailing. Definitely going to do the terrain around here. Rework these islands to work better with the shapes of the islands that we've got already, because these were literally, these weren't even doodled. These were splodged when they were originally put down. And this is kind of the shape they came out as. So we can work that today as well. So that coast there, this island selection going on here. Not sure exactly what shape we're going to go with, but I do want a secondary island or two dotted in this area. The islands over there I'm less worried about. So yes, so priority. We're going to start over here. Right, we're going to start over here. Hello, Annapoo. Annapoo's in the room. Hee. Oh, Nelly the elephant packed a trunk and said goodbye to the circus. Off she went with the trumpety trump, 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 trump. Oh, I just know Random 5 is going to sample that, and we're going to have it all over. All over everywhere. Oh, I keep forgetting that this isn't just live. This is actually recorded, isn't it? Gonad Peninsula, anybody? Oh, I've got to. Look, let me be immature for 15 seconds, all right? Oh. Strength up. Pause the simulation. Right, there we go. That was my 15 seconds of immaturity. Let's get back to some work. Shape around here. I'm not certain. I don't like this. The more this lives, the more it has to die, I feel. So that is Goned. This island here is, you can could be what you like. Unfortunately, being what I like isn't necessarily what anybody else likes. For example, if I just started singing, if I started doing cover versions, right, so, oh, I don't know. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? There you go. Rendition of the American national anthem. Why the American one? Other than the British one and the Spanish one, it's the only one I know all the lyrics to. So I could sing that on loop. It'd be fun for me to showcase that I know some lyrics to something. It makes me look a little bit intelligent, a little bit. And nobody would stay. Nobody. And I wouldn't stay. Come on, let's face it. I wouldn't do that to you. I just wouldn't. The Spanish national anthem, all of the lyrics coming out. But I'll tell you what, I won't do the American one. I will do the Spanish one. Are you ready? Here. BonBonB, you know Spanish is as good as my German, don't you, right? BonBonB performs the Spanish national anthem. You have to imagine the tune, okay? I'm not gonna hum or whatever. I'll just leave you to imagine the instrumental. I will do all the vocals and just basically go for it. Ready? And a 3, a 2, a 3, 2, 1. Oh, did I mention there's no lyrics in the Spanish national anthem? Ah, well, there you go, you see. Bonbon's trivia. Factoids because factoids. The Russian... Oh, do you know what? There are some really good ones. The Russian, yeah. The German one, I really like German one. Really, really strong. Really German. Like the Italian. Love the Brazilian. Some good ones there. Sorry, Canada, but meh. The British one, I mean, it's my home national anthem. And by definition, it's really, really dour, isn't it? It is so dour. And there's big shouts as well for it to be changed. I don't know if anybody from around the globe realises this. But there are multiple verses. We only ever sing the opening verse. But actually, one of it might be the third verse, could even be the second verse, not sure. I can't quote you the lyrics, but feel free to look them up yourself. Basically, telling the Scots to bugger off back to your country. We will slay thee. You guys are scumbags, basically. Right. This is their national anthem too. When it was written, clearly it was an English anthem, and the Scots, well, they lumbered with it without independence and all that, and they probably will take independence at some point, I imagine. I wouldn't blame them at all. But yes, the British national anthem, it actually is racist against one of the, in fact, the second nation. I mean, sorry, Wales and Northern Ireland, but it's England, Scotland, Wales, then Northern Ireland, in that order, in terms of priorities, I would say. Population size, probably, actually, as well. So, yeah, our second nation. You scumbags, head back to your country. Anyway, and the tune is just so miserable. Oh, the other national anthem I can do for you is, I don't know the lyrics, but I do know the tune of Liechtenstein. And the only factoid I can really give you about the national anthem of Liechtenstein is it has the same tune as the British national anthem. So, there you go. We have another national anthem. I wonder if this little map could have its own national anthem. I'm just going to spin the simulation along a bit. I want to get that water leveled out. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let me throw that up to speed, and that will go crazy for a minute. I'll let that. I just want to see where we are. Right, let's have a look at the chat. The chat. Yes, hi RCN. Good to have you along. But yes, I agree with the Russian national anthem. It's a beautiful one. Musically speaking, I have no idea what the thing with the lyrics. Of course, when you've got an anthem in a foreign language, that anthem could be, I don't know, slay all the English, slay all the English, slay all the English. We hate the English. And I go, oh, that's very pretty. Yes, you do know we're going to invade and kill you with our own lyrics. So yes, beautiful. Where are we? Diego. FIFA World Cup is really a good window. Well, not as good as the Olympics. Not as good as the Olympics, but definitely, yeah, the World Cup's always good. A city-state anthem. Yes, a city-state anthem. Well, it won't be so much a city-state. It'd be more of a state. Some would say it's already a state. Look at the state of this, right? But yes, a city-state anthem, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure that they have. I mean, Monaco must have one, I'm sure. Vatican City definitely does. And so on. Some are long, yes. To be fair, the British national anthem, I mean, it's short. Thankfully, it's short. It feels longer than it is because it is so dour. It is so dour. It's really hard to sing it with passion, especially if you're not religious, because obviously the lyrics, God save our gracious King. Yeah, well, I don't believe in God, you know, so why would I sing for that? Yeah, I think the Scots have got it bad. The atheists have got it worse, right? Are you going to... You will, but I'm going to help you. I think we will probably give you a little bit of help, like so. And I probably made it worse. There we go. Now it's less worse. I'm going to do a little work around there. Longest national anthem in the world is Uruguay's national anthem of Uruguay. I believe you. I don't remember it. They say the Brazilian one. I love the Brazilian one. Again, the FIFA World Cup's a good. What's the word I'm looking for? That a good example of hearing that a lot. Clearly. So the Italian one, if I remember right, the Italian one has got like the world's longest intro. I don't know if that's true, but I'm sure with the Italian one, you just stand there waiting for, yeah. Well, I mean, all songs you wait for the intro to finish before you can start singing. You know, like Happy Birthday to You or whatever. You have to wait for the intro to finish before you start singing. Well, the intro is usually Mum coming in with the birthday cake, isn't it? That's the intro to Happy Birthday to You. You don't start singing Happy Birthday to You before the birthday cake arrives. That we know. I'm not liking the shape of this at the moment, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine, because I've got to work out the shape. Hang on. I'm going to stop waffling about national anthems for a moment. I need to work out what sort of shape this wants to be and how it wants to be aligned. So my first instinct is, this is a pointy mountain here. We've got a pointy mountain there. We've got a pointy mountain there. We've got the ridge to what probably was a pointy mountain here. This feels like it should be some kind of nod to a pointy mountain, except for I don't think it should be. Or maybe, wow, maybe it's got to be much smaller than this. This is definite. this is definite. What the most iconic? Oh, La Marseillaise. Oh yes. Yeah, a great, another great anthem. That one. Another great anthem. Oh Canada, oh go to sleep. Yeah, it's about as exciting as their nation, isn't it? That one. Oh, bless Canada, bless Canada. I don't know how we're going to do this. You know what I'm going to do? I think the best way. I'm going to pause the simulation. I think, rather than try and work out how this island should be, I reckon we get rid of the island and them completely. They are no longer distracting us with the former shape of the islands. So that's good. Now I'm going to send the simulation flying again, because we want that filled ASAP, which is going to cause some flooding, but that's fine. And I've got to work out what it is with the shape of this. This feels like there should be a chain going up out from here. Just a few rocky islands coming out from here. And what would then live, if anything, in that gap? I don't have any inspiration for this at the moment. That water should sort itself out in a minute. New stream thumbnail. Yeah, I just figured maybe we could draw a few new viewers in. It's not made any difference, but bless you. Greece anthem is 158 verses. Oh my gosh. Yeah, shortened version. I mean, I think even the American national anthem, I'm sure that has multiple verses as well. And they stop it at the land of the free. Well, I mean, yeah, it makes sense to stop it at that point. The British national anthem, I don't know how many verses it has, but it's multiple. Might be about 10, might be more, 10 or 11. If I had to guess, I would put my money on 11. Somebody Google that one for me. But yes, the great thing with the British national anthem is, of course, the lyrics do change every now and then. When we switch from a male to a female monarch and back again. So we had a recent change to that one. And even now it's still embedded in my head to sing God Save the Queen. I haven't quite adjusted properly. Okay, anyway, so this is okay. Let's pull the camera up. That's okay. I think probably just one island here. We may not have to go any further than that. Probably just... This is perma flooding. How is this perma flooding? How are you perma flooding? I don't know, but I'm going to have to fix it. It was probably me editing previously and a minute ago. Let's undo that. Right, that should resolve that problem. No more, or maybe a little bit here. Just a little bit here. There we go. Now no more water's going to get over there. But if it does, it's going to stay there because this seems to be lower. But that's fine. Okay, so I'm thinking, let's do the coastline. Let's do the shoreline. That's what we'll do. Mine had some basketball players for some reason. What? Oh, you had an ad? Oh, hello. The ad's up again. How's my stream? My stream is about... Doesn't look like I haven't had any ads played to me yet. My stream is completely up to date. So, oh well. I mean, great. Again, if you're a BonBonB buddy, feel free to skip the ads. If you're not, If you could watch them for 20 seconds and then skip, that would be appreciated. It doesn't pay me much, but it's a little something, okay? It's just a little something, and a lot of little somethings add up to a lot of little somethings, right? Just a little bit. If you just want to skip them and just say that you've watched them, you can do that, of course. There's no way that I can check. I can't take umbrage with you on this one. It's fine. Look, it's okay. It's YouTube, isn't it? It's YouTube. But yeah, it's funny that it's just started adding mid-rolls. I've always been able to add mid-rolls personally. Well, I haven't always been able to add mid-rolls personally, but it's a 10-pin bowling. It's a pin. I've created a pin. It's Pin Island. Oh, brilliant. Anyways, yeah, so I've been able to add mid-rolls for a while, but seeing YouTube actually do it without me setting it up, I mean, thank you for trying to make me some money. Okay, thank you for trying to make you some money, YouTube. Getting more ads on my stuff. I'm not complaining. I just am surprised. Right, how is larger brush? I am going to slow the simulation down in a minute, or stop the simulation completely. Once I get it. What sort of linking shape is that, Bonbon? Oh, that is dreadful. That's beyond dreadful. That is embarrassing. All right, that's just embarrassing. Oh man, right. Grab this. We'll do a little bit of that. We will reduce the brush strength down a bit. How about just see how the rough shape comes up. Oh, that was supposed to be softening. I did click it. This might be okay. A couple of teardrop items. We've gone from 10-pin bowling to teardrops. From strikes to spares to turkeys is what we've got there. Strikes to spares to turkeys. I haven't been 10-pin bowling in years. I used to go on my own, but it wasn't much fun playing on your own. And my friends are all busy. I'm out doing my old... I used to play competitive table soccer. Not football. Sorry, but sport, as it's called, sports table soccer. I used to play competitively to a certain standard, not international level, but to a decent standard. I was known on the circuit, and yeah, as being a pushover. Ah, that was hilarious. But yeah, it looks like I'm heading down to the local club for the first time in a few months tonight. Show my face, see if I've still got it, which I haven't. Right, let's slow the simulation down. This will make it much easier to reconcile what's going on here. Right, so that water's going to evaporate, no problem. Those islands there are better than we had. Better than we had. Stop simulation. Right. Better than we had. I'm going to do a little bit of... It's a little bit heavier than I really wanted here, but you know what? I will do it. Let's just do some of this. Clunk some of this out big time. Distant motorbikes are distant. Probably still audible though. shapes. Table soccer, yes. The flick to kick variety. Yeah, I used to be... I mean, my most successful tournament, most successful one, I reached the final of a fairly sparsely populated tournament, international tournament. I can't tell you the year, but I, more by luck than judgment really, made the final of an international open once. More by luck than judgment, because it was, well, you know when you watch the FIFA World Cup and this team gets like all the way to the semi-final, but it only won one game, and all the rest of them were, it was draws or won on penalty, and they snuck through the group only because everybody else was as bad as they were. That was basically me in that tournament. Yeah, what, that might work. Let me bring this down in here, give it a bit more shape around here. That might work once the simulation rolls. We'll do that again. Yeah, where were we? We in my group, I was in with three other players. The of those three games, I only won one of them. In fact, I only led one of them at any point. One guy that I beat 2-0. The other two players, one of them ended up with as a 1-1 draw, where I had to come from a goal behind. The other one ended up as a 2-2 draw, where I came from a goal behind and then went a goal behind again. I had to score another one to get back into the game. So managed to just about claw my way back into that one. But I won the group, despite barely being in the group. I won the group because everybody else was as hapless as I was in the group. Then I got through to the quarterfinals at that point, because it went straight to the final 8. Quarterfinal, I was playing this player who was definitively better than me. Okay, he, at the end of the game, he walked away from the board and you could see it in his face. He was gutted, absolutely gutted, and quite rightly too. He should have beaten me, but he didn't. Right? He led 1-0. I equalised, and that was it, full time. And then extra time, first goal scored in extra time wins the match. And you guessed it, I did. It was the only time I led in that game, and so I progressed through to the semi-final. The semi-final was against a lad from the same club that I'm at. The lad is definitely better than me. He was better than me then. He's better than me now. Much better than me now. And he should have beaten me. But he was a lad and I was experienced. And I just used experience, basically. I think it ended up at a penalty shootout. But it was a 0-0 draw. And then I won the shootout, which was, again, a little bit of a surprise because he's really good at shots. And then got to the final. And so at this point, I still have only led in one game in the entire tournament. I'm in the final, and the guy that I'm playing was a decent level international player. And he'd seen one of my group games, and the guy that I beat in the quarter-final had said to him, because he was also part of the Welsh international squad, said, you'll beat him. Just put pressure on him. You'll beat him. And yeah, that worked. He took the lead. He went 2 up. I pulled 1 back, and then he capped it off with a winner, a third. He won it 3-1, but I made the final, and I was so pleased. And then, not only was I team captain for the day, but I was chauffeur, and I had to drive the entire team back. What was about a 5.5 hour drive. I was, at the end of the day, I was exhausted, but it was absolutely worth it. I don't know what the best way to do this is going to be. I'm going to come back and do the underwater detailing later, alright? As long as we've got the right shapes to these islands, that they look okay, I'm actually happy. We're going to let that water settle over here. I'm going to head over to the river. Over here. We are going to remove the sand from here. Just while the water settles down over there, I'm going to come over here. So the thought process here is, and you can see the original shape to the... it came out a lot further. But I don't think it really tied in with the shape of the coast. It just looked a bit silly, looked a bit lumpy. So there'll be underwater detailing going on here at some point. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove the sand. There's the thought process here. The thought process here. If you're playing this map and you buy this tile, well, you don't buy this tile, you start on this tile, and you head down this way. Let's say you do buy this corner tile. I don't know why anybody would, right? Because there's not a huge amount of build space here. If you're playing vanilla rules, you're on the limits here. You're absolutely on the limits. I don't see anybody for this tile here or this tile, well, this tile here at all being any purpose. But if somebody does, they're going to have the edge of their city potentially forced up against a straight wall here, which is fine because that's the way that the game mechanics work. But if there's no obvious reason why there should be a straight wall like here, well, okay, we've got a slight loop going on here. We could do some denser foliage on the inside of this river loop here to make it go, well, the city stops here because this was wetland or whatever. And then over here, well, you're kind of going to stop at the edge of the river. And here, plenty of room to focus. And yeah, it's not like you're squashed for space on this tile. You have a lot of room. Lowland room, ore area. And then over here, you've got, again, all industrial or, just the whole mining aspect. Whereas down here, though, in theory, you just come to a dead end. So what I think we'll do is we'll put in some... this is salt mining, basically, isn't it? I think like a small lake or something just along here, just so that people... If you're building here, you are going to stop here because this is wet. And then same up in this area here. We'll do some kind of, probably along the lines of what we've done here, where I've put a little dip in the land here and detailed in the middle of the intersection. Probably something similar up that way, or maybe the other way round. Maybe the other way around. Not sure. Not sure. Let's play. Let's play. Sirens of the BonBonB Bingo players, Mark II. We have got ourselves an ambulance on the way to an accident. There we go. Right, brush strength right the way down. Thanks, Mr. Motorbike. Thank you, Mr. Motorbike. Right. How are we going to make this work in here? Well, first of all, I think I would like it a little bit closer to the edge. I'm not going to actually encroach into the 25. I'll bring this up a little bit. Let's push the brush strength up a bit. Push it up a lot a bit. Right. So if we went for this, used to be a river delta. So actually, if this used to be some sort of river delta, the angle of that might even be going off in this kind of direction. I know I've encroached into 25, but probably not going to worry about that too much. That actually, as a general shape, I think that makes sense. As a general shape. I think we will move it across a little bit, but we're going to do something along those lines here. We'll do something along those lines here. So if I do a little something like that, something like this. Yep, something like this. I'm feeling this more so. Feeling this more so. Bring that down this way. Soften that up. And smaller brush size in here. Okay, so that is not the worst. Oh, I'm going the wrong way here. The flooding here is behaving a little bit weirdly. Mind you, I've just done something here, haven't I? So that might have affected this. That's okay. Right, so let's pop in a little spawny. A spawny in here. I can't see it. Right, we're going to pop it right here. Okay, a little spawny. Drop the simulation down a bit. Right, so we will have ourselves there another motorbike. Motorbikes are actually going through my head today. Going through my head. Right, so whilst that thinks about filling up here, I think we'll have another where's the water spawn point in this fella? That's fine. That is fine. I'm going to actually tighten this up a little bit. And soften you there. Hopefully that's not too bad. You're still centered in there. That will work fine, but it will flood for a minute. I think we'll have something similar here. Just tighten these up a little bit. This one here. And then that's finding its way down that way. And then here how's about that? Just something like that, I think. Okay. Now, You know, I will throw in the water in there. We can always remove it later. Good jobs. Alright, what have we got here? Oh, plenty going on. Right, so the one add up. One add one add one out. You're correct, it does. Tsunami, indeed. Maybe make a cliff a bit more rugged and make some more complicated shapes. Usually it works. Yeah, we'll head back that way in a moment. Yep. How is the 81 tile? Right, okay. Currently, I'm not really doing anything with it because I want to give people a chance to... We actually paused. We absolutely are. Right. Oh, hang on. What's going on with you? I don't know what that is doing there, but that has to go. Let's just check what the terrain there is. That's fine. What that was doing there might have been a misclick. Might have been a misclick, unless there's... No, everything else is in place there. So, this is majestic, isn't it? That's going to sort itself out. So, yeah, I think the plan with the 81 tile collaboration is the next day or two, I'm going to go and do my one, which will be the start square. Because I didn't want people arguing over the start square. So I thought, okay, I'll do the start square. So we've had the introduction to the 81 tile collaboration with all the rules. That's done. We had the update explaining that I'm an idiot. And I got the map wrong. And then had an update to the update that I didn't make a video for because that was still broken. But everything should be good now. Good, well, at least good enough for me to be able to work it. So I will do my build on the start square. I will share that as inverted commas inspiration for everybody else, so people can see, oh, this is actually happening. What's going on, right? And in that video, I'll explain to everybody how they can upload their map, how their finished city, and what they have to do. So there'll be an update for everybody to be able to take part there. That's where we are with the 81 tile collaboration. So at the moment, nothing is happening, but nothing's going to happen until I do a build. I will be doing that build. I don't know exactly when, but I'll be doing it soon. Maybe not tonight, maybe tomorrow. Just basically since I've got a bit of inspiration. What day is it tomorrow? Wednesday. I might be able to do it tomorrow. Right, that will fill a little bit higher. Have we got a bit of perma dribble going on here? If we have, we have. Okay. Oh, oops. Didn't want to do that. I wanted to do, well, probably through the middle of here. Most of this will be sorted out once we get the foliage down. This will look slightly less, well, whatever it looks like right now. Is the word SHIT appropriate? Yeah, it's a little bit SHIT. I will accept that criticism. How's this looking? Right, so with foliage along here, foliage in this area here, I think that now discourages people from building a bulk of, what's the word I'm looking for, infrastructure. Go with infrastructure. Here there's no real room for an intersection over here, and if you do, what are you feeding it to? So this area here, if you have got the 81 tile mods, which obviously a lot of people will have, you could do something in this area. I don't see any reason why not, but I don't think it'll be big. I don't think it'll be bulky. And the temptation to do something big and bulky around the tunnel entrance has been sort of like stemmed at this side. You kind of want to fade to this area because this is where it all comes to a stump, right? think that works okay. Anything else I want to do down here? I mean, the underwater. Once the underwater work is done, we'll get some cleaner shorelines. But the underwater stuff will come a little bit later. When I put in the fishing as well. Oh, the fishing! Looking forward to the fishing. Right. So, what are we looking at here then? What are we looking at here? The coastline is cruddy, but what Random said, I kind of like the idea. We can give this a bit of a... In fact, we should give this a little bit of a cliff edge along here. I think that makes sense. I'll go with that. Trees. What? On a map like this? Don't be silly. No trees. Of course, never any trees. Go away, leave me alone. No, trees are coming. Trees are the last thing you do. I said this in the last stream. Well, not the last thing. Trees are the second last thing that you do when you're building a map. Yes, I mean, well, fine tweaks is the very last thing that you do when you go around and start going, oh, I'm just going to move this tree one node that way. And, oh, I think I might switch this foliage for a different one because this one's too, I don't know, voluptuous, whatever. That's the last thing you do. The second last thing you do is with shipping and air routes, so that if we do get tempted to put an island right here, which we won't, but if we did, it's not going to be in the way of a shipping route we've completely forgotten about. So shipping routes and air routes are the penultimate thing, and the thing before the penultimate thing is the trees. And when I say the trees, I mean the forestry. Meanwhile, detail areas, like this area here, we can do trees here, because this is something that is visionary. Okay? Visionary. I'm going with visionary. The trees in the castle grounds, detailing. Along here, in the middle of this ridge, in theory, I might make this. I like detail this area. I'm not going to, because that we're going to have this will blend in with the forests on either side, whereas everything else there is proper detailing. But yeah, in terms of forest work, that is the penultimate. Well, the penultimate thing, the thing before the penultimate thing, right? Voluptuous foliage. Hey, yes. Just keeping abreast of the situation. Absolutely. Right, so what I'm going to do then is, I like the idea of, simulation is paused. I like the idea of some sort of craggy cliff front. And it does actually tie in with some of our... if we have a craggy cliff front, I mean, it's not going to be flat. Along here, it sort of ties in with this ridge running along here as well. So I can work with this. I can absolutely work with this. And we're going to have some different heights along here. I'm going with Random's inspiration. Don't say I never listen to people. I do. It's just that usually you're wrong. Okay? Usually you just just haven't got a clue what you're talking about until I can't work out how to put roads and rail down and I need your help. In which case, at those times, you guys are geniuses and I'm wrong. But all the other times, I'm in the right and you haven't got a clue, right? Oh, man alive. This could work. Just a simple, craggy, White Cliffs of Dover kind of effect. I might do a little, just a little, there you go. Always watch out for this, guys. The natural straight lines with the grid. Absolutely guarantee you that is parallel with that. So I was going to smooth it, but what I might do is, like I say, just do some kind of gentle inlet in here. Just not so much a bay. Oh, that wasn't quite what I wanted to do, but I'm going to roll with it. Some kind of what we might call a chine, or in the Isle of Wight they might call this, well, not so much a chine I guess, but an erosion where it's all crashed into the sea. There we go. So what I need to do then is a little bit of that, maybe again, underwater detailing will come, but the shape of that shoreline isn't bad. This does look a bit round, so we're going to give it something so it's not just a ridiculous round inlet there. How about we take it off in that direction a little bit? Strength up just a little bit. Look at that. Don't like it exactly, but it's close. It's close. Oh, come on. And then not bad, not quite there, but not bad. Back to this one. Oops, way too much on that one. What's the rest of this shoreline? This needs some bits need to be more outy and other bits need to be more inny. Technical stuff. Right, how's that shoreline now? It's close. I don't like this. This needs reworking, but it's interesting. It adds the interest. I think we need the interest in there, and I think I know where I'm going to go with that, but for now I'm just going to move on. This doesn't quite work for me here. I think actually this needs to connect up this way. Brush strength up a bit, brush size up a bit. Oh, I've got the wrong button. That'll be why. Oh my gosh, no, that's not. Oh my goodness, the undo button's very, very temperamental. Right, we're going to try that again. We're going to try that again. So I've done it again. This one brings this in, and then we will try something This shape isn't right. I think I'm going to be coming back this way to reshape at some point. I'm going to just move this out under here as well. If it's not right, allow it to be changed. Do you know what? I think it's even more not right. I'm going to draw this in a little bit more. There we are. And then we'll blitz it with this thing. Oh. Erp, erp, erp. Erk, erk, erk. I still don't like it, but the more you fiddle about with these things, the more eventually you'll stumble across something that you go, that's how it needs to be, right? This is closer. In fact, that's much better. This stands out as ugly. The texturing here is not really doing anything for this. So I'm actually going to bring that. Oh, maybe not even that much, but we'll take whatever. Oh, goodness me, I've kind of undone that too much. Brush strength was too high. That was the problem. That's a bit more interesting. Let's have a little look at the chat. What have I missed? Right, so yes, usually there are Sims walking down the first segment and their vehicle appears. Oh, oh, there you go. Yes, RCN. Thanks, Random, for that. Yeah, do vehicles typically spawn at the edge of the map? So what you have is, in case there's anybody here who's never seen, these green arrows are basically vehicle spawners. These are your outside connections. You can move them using Move It. We only found out in recent years. But yes, your vehicle will, well, your people will spawn here. So they'll walk in off the edge of the map. And then their vehicles will spawn about here. They will then climb into their vehicles and start their journey off into the mountainous landscape that is my final project. So yes, that's where they'll spawn. Trains do something very similar, but I think the people are already on the train when it spawns. I might be wrong on that one. I'm not sure. But anyway, yes. So this area here is still not done. I'm still not super happy with it. But it's definitely feeling more, well, compared to the Blobby Island mess we started today's stream with, definitely an improvement on that. I think this probably needs a small, this needs a small island over here. Just a small one. Let's see. Something like about here, maybe? I'm going to change the shape of that slightly. So yeah, that's better. And again, that mirrors these ones. So aesthetically speaking, it all ties in together. It's, if we had islands coming off in this direction, it would go, what is going on here? But yeah, all these lines are pointing together. This mirrors this. So that's good. So like I say, in terms of mirroring, we've got exactly the same over here, where we have these three mountains here along the ridge, and they mirror these three mountains over here along this ridge. It's not a strict mirror. They're not perfectly aligned with each other. They're not supposed to be. You've got those three there, these three a little bit further up, but they are a long way in, and they're in the resource area, so that's fine. Over here we've got the oil, which is mirroring the ore as well. So yeah, using the mirroring technique's a good way of pulling the map together and just giving it some kind of cohesive feel. So yes, Shark's Tooth Island. Yes, it's called Shark's Tooth Island. I like that one. Do you think that island should have a beach? What, this one here? No. This one here, I really don't think it should have a beach. I thought at first, when I first started building it, I thought it would have a beach. But no, this one is rocky, craggy. This is rocky, craggy. All over here, rocky, craggy. I'm thinking maybe we could go for a little bit of sand in here as a opener to the sand that lives. So we can probably have some form of beach effect going on here. I don't think I want it that far up, but so yeah, you got a potential beach going on there, which then leads you into the map's main beach area, which will be here, leading into the 25 tiles. And again, we've extended this mountain down to the edge of the 25 tiles, so that if somebody is building their luxury resort in this area, you don't have the, oh, and I've just got a solid line here. You've got a reason for there being a solid line here, because the mountain will stop you anyway. I've also created a small smooth, that is a smooth line clearance there for somebody, if they've got the 81 tile mod, to be able to put themselves down an intersection in this area to access this. It's slightly more difficult from this direction, like a bit of a cutting going on through here maybe, or even a tunnel through this clump of rock. So there are ways of accessing here, but this area here is meant to be, or it will be, some nicer beach work than I've currently got down here. I'm going to be a little bit canny as well, because very clearly in this beach texture, and I like the texture, but this repeating horseshoe kind of shaped spludge is very conspicuous, along with the spludge immediately behind it. So I think I'm going to have to be a little bit canny with how I do tree painting and rock placement on this one. And because you can see the repeated pattern through the water as well, I don't think this beach is going to go very deep in terms of a sand painting. I think the sand painting is going to be stopped quite close to the edge of the shore, because it is very, 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 very visible. And I'm not too keen. But again, I'm going to leave that till a little bit later, because the beach work will work with the underwater detailing, and the underwater detailing will then lead into me having all the different varieties of fish. So that's to follow. We will have a little corner of sand in here as well, because again, just fading the beach out. So you've got your little corner there, your little section for your resort. I don't really see, I mean, there might be a beach on one of these islands over here which need to be retooled, but I don't really see that there's any need. The other thing, of course, is the sand on the beach is, of course, the same texture as the sand I've used in the quarry, which I have used some very strategic rock placements as well. If you have a look at the these rocks, this one here covering the horseshoe, this one up here covering the horseshoe, and so on. I've left some of them uncovered. Guess what's under here? The horseshoe. And guess what's under here? Oh, down this bottom point here. It breaks up the horseshoe enough by having that there, you know. So yeah, by doing this, it's kind of obscured the repeating pattern. The horseshoes are still there, here and here, and definitely here, but the pattern is less obviously repeating, and of course also broken up with the ridges. What? Hang on, you just had an ad with Amy Pond and the 11th Doctor. How freaking amazing. I love that. I absolutely love that. I've not seen that one. Of course, though, we have coming up fairly soon. I think is it the autumn? I think we've got the Doctor Who specials with David Tennant. I think it's in the autumn. Ooh, I'm very excited. Very, very excited to see what the story, what the plan is with that, because clearly it's a real break away from the norm, the normally expected thing. Anyway, so that's... I'm still bothered by this coastline here. I think from this direction it's not bad. From this direction it's also not bad. This, I think the problem is here. I think the problem is absolutely here. But how we're going to actually get this to merge in with that, I'm not sure. Okay, I think I know. I think I know. I think I know. I think I know. I don't know what I think I know, but I think I know it. Let's take some of the bulk out of this. See, could that be Roughlander here? It could be. I don't know that it will be, but it could be. It's pushing this up into this area here. And then this down into this area here. Brush size. Ooh, brush size doesn't want to be anywhere near that big. Hey, it's not fair that you guys get to watch the ads and I don't. You've got Doctor Who ads and I'm not getting to see them. I am very sad. Oh, man. How's this feeling? Almost. That, I think, is starting to feel a little bit better. So we just don't have this solid line of cliff now. It tapers down in towards this mountain a little bit, where we have this bit of texture leading down that way. I think I'm just going to leave that. I'm not going to get overly complicated with that. That, I think, is close. I'm going to give this a bit less of a pearl shape. This has got a very smooth pearl shape. And I think, almost counterintuitively, it has, again, mirroring the cliff work over that side. Potentially a beach on this side. Potentially. Let's not get too excited about this beach idea though. Because it will be smoother on this side. Didn't want to quite do that. What I want to do here is to tie up these two bits closer. I'll try this. So how's that going on there? Ooh. Right, let's come back to that view. Now, with that, it's a cruddy looking cliff, but I think we can make this work. This one out here is okay like that one. So this one needs to be a little bit more dramatic because it's, again, tapering down from here, through here to here. Which means that probably the height needs to be at this end of the island. Probably. Is anybody making sense here? Oh. Anybody think I'm making any sense at all? Because if I am, it'll be the first time today. Right. Let me do something a little bit like that. A little bit like that. A little softening here, a little softening here, a little bit of clug it. Can we, is there any hope of doing that and then doing that and then doing that? Possibly a little bit of hope of that. Island shape now, a lot more interesting. So we have a swoop down here and then actually got sort of like a feel of a bell curve here, isn't there? Down here and then sort of like a ramp going up on the end. I think they tie together all right. And okay, I think I'm on it now. It's starting to flow. Starting to flow. This doesn't do much here. Oh, that last one was probably too much. We'll just do a little tap of that in there. And then probably is that water at water level? I think we are. We are. So there we are. I'll come back and rework that, but I think shape-wise, that's far more interesting than we had previously. This peninsula over here is too soft. So let's work that with the... Where are we? Hi, Dolomite. Nice cliffs. Where are the shadows? Oh. I don't know how long that comment's been waiting there, Dolomite. But if you're waiting for a response that says that that sort of comment has every right to be on this channel, given the amount of corn that you have got in that, that is really bad. Really bad. I do tell you what. So one thing though, right? I'll be taking the young ones on the summer holiday down here. Throw in a couple of extra cliff jokes for you, right? And this cliff over here, she's so beautiful. All right, I'm done. I'm no more Cliff Richard puns. All right, just. I think we've had enough. I think we've had enough for one show, for one stream. Oh, anybody from outside of the UK is like, anybody out there know who Cliff Richard is outside of the UK? If you don't, he was effectively the British Elvis Presley. Think Elvis Presley light. Very light. Yeah. Of the same era, and very rock and roll, and all the ladies swooned over him. Swooned. It's still not really known whether or not he's gay, straight, or other alternatives are available. But there was investigations into his sex life fairly recently. Absolutely 100% innocent, but of course the newspapers picked up on it because there's always been questions over his sexuality, and then it's sort of like, oh, hang on, he's a bad boy, isn't he? You know, the sort of person that we don't talk about in candy environments, right? Anyway, but no, he was innocent till proven guilty. He was never charged, and investigations were dropped. So therefore, just let him be, okay? Let him be. Where we go? Classic spot. Yes. 57 option now. 57? 57 option? I was in Heinz? Heinz? Are we talking Heinz varieties? Oh, I don't. And even that was a lie, wasn't it? It was never 57 varieties of Heinz. It was just a number that whoever Heinz was, I can't remember his name now, we'll call him Bob Heinz. He just liked the name Heinz. Name Heinz, because it's his name. But no, he liked the number 57. Made it sound like there were a lot of varieties, but there was never 57. There was more. Genders. Oh, I get you. Yes, 57 options. Yeah, I'm glad you replaced that with genders, because you'll get me into trouble as well. Of course, gender isn't an option, is it? It's what you are, apparently. I don't opt to be male. I don't opt to be heterosexual. I am male and heterosexual. And if somebody else is gay, straight, bi, transgender female male, transgender male female, lesbian transgender, gay transgender, but I mean, just it's very, 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 and of course there's all sorts of others as well, which I don't know enough to make any comments on, so I'm just going to let everybody be who they want to be. And if that is you, I welcome the variety that you bring to the spice of life. I don't necessarily understand it, but it's not for me to understand. It's for me to just accept. Right? Is that correct? I'm here just to accept. I'm not even going to say support. I mean, I'm not going to go to a Pride carnival, not because it's just I would feel that I'm not. I don't know. It's not welcome, but it's not for me, is it? It's celebrating somebody else's community and somebody else's struggles, to get equal rights and all that sort of stuff. Not my equal rights. I'm a privileged white middle-class man. It's not about me at all. And I would feel that if I were to go to Pride, I mean, yes, they put on a good show. Let's face it, the gays have always put on a good show. That's one thing they are superb at, right? So many gays in show business, right? They put on a good show, but if I want to go, if I want to have a good show, I'll happily go and watch a gay celebrity performing a stage show. But Pride isn't for me. So that's the only reason why I wouldn't go. It's somebody else's celebration. Good for you. I guess if I had a close friend who wanted to go and wanted me to go with them, I would go and celebrate it with them because they're my friend and they want me to go with them. So I guess probably I might, but I just wouldn't go. It's not my celebration. That's my thoughts anyway. My dig on that one. Underwater detailing we'll do later, but a little bit of foliage work along the bottom of the mountain ridge, and that will be a lot better. How is this? I don't know about this. Genders non-conforming, non-binary. Yes. Gotta say, yeah. There are some that, again, it's not for me to understand. It's not my job to understand. Things move on too quickly as well. And let's say I take the time to understand. In a couple of years' time, it'll all be different anyway. It will all be different anyway, because everything's progressing and moving along, and it's great. It's absolutely brilliant that society is accepting that people can be what they want. There are, of course, issues such as, and again, this is the tricky one. I totally get it. If you are male to female, should you be forced to use the well, there you go, the males' lavatoriums? You go in there and you if you've had your bits and pieces removed, it's argument to say, well, you're now a woman, but what makes you a woman? There are Game of Thrones, forgotten his name now, but the guy who had his bits chopped off, he was never a woman, ever. It's not your bits and pieces that makes you male or female. It's not having boobs. I know many men that have got boobs. Heck, I'm working on them myself. No, I'm not. I'm working on not having them myself. But yeah, it's not your bits and pieces that make you male or female. It is deeper than that. But it becomes tricky if you just say, well, I want to be considered to be male, and it's or female, especially if male to female is more troublesome. I understand, and I understand why. I get it. And fortunately, it's not, again, this is why I'm quite happy to let everybody else argue about these things, because some of these things are not the easiest things to reconcile and keep everybody happy. Some of these things are really difficult to reconcile. And so it's somebody else's battle. And if it can ever be resolved, good luck. Very, very, very good luck. But yes, as long as everybody just shows as much respect as is possible. But ideally, yeah, public lavatories, what we need is proper private. That's what we need. Public lavatories should be private lavatories. I know that's the very last thing that you get in America, what with the big gaps down the side of your stalls. There's no privacy at all. But that's what you really need, is all lavatories to be mixed, I guess, in real world terms. But then again, it's, you want, yeah, especially again as a woman, you will want a bit more privacy from us leering, leeching men, because we're nightmares. We're absolute nightmares. So even that isn't the solution. I don't know. Like I say, I'm so glad it's not me that has to find world peace and solutions for gender experiences and so on. My job, make a map. Sell candy and make a map. There we go. That's the two things I need to get on with. And I don't even do them very well. So, isn't it just fortunate? There are people out there, I was going to say with bigger brains than me, but as it doesn't seem to be resolved. I mean, how long did it take us to get anywhere near sorting out equal rights for blacks? You know, and we say, oh, we're there, but we're not, are we? We're not there. We're getting closer to there, but we're not there. How is that? It's getting closer and closer and closer all the time, isn't it? That is now feeling more integrated. That's feeling like it is part of the map. And we have ourselves, as I say before, a tourism trap. Be careful with the subject. People want to cancel for... Yeah, well, this is the thing. Doesn't matter what you say. Doesn't matter what you say, you'll upset somebody. So, yeah. At the end of the day, I support. I support, but I won't... Well, no, I support. I morally support, but I'm not active because I've got my own battles to fight. I have my own battles to fight. Anyways, so this area here is now... Are we now done here? I think we might be done here. If that's done, excluding foliage, I think that's good. Does this mean that the only terrain-based major challenges I've got are the waterfall spawners, getting them working, and going along all of the ridges, adding a little bit of texture into all of the ridges? Let's do one of them. Let's do one of them. So brush strength is down. I'm going to push the brush strength up a little bit. Alright, it's a little bit of this. But yeah. Oh, you're right about cancellation. People will, they'll downvote for any purpose. Downvote. I mean, we had all that with with Bringer of Fire on the workshop, and they have their they do a downvote counter. And I think the only thing that downvote counter really does is it encourages people to downvote. honestly, when I saw it, the very first thing I thought was, "Oh, I should downvote this." I didn't, but that's my first instinct is, look, if you're gonna put a downvote counter, I want to affect that. It's I'm not sure it's a clever move, but at the end of the day, Bringer can do whatever they want. When you're as good as Bringer, you do whatever you want, okay? And if there's DICKS out there who just want to muck around and be idiots, you're not going to stop them. You're not going to stop them. The Steam system is flawed. We all know it. Just got to get on and just get on with it, really, haven't we? How's that? I think I've gone a little bit too deep over here. There it is. Yeah, just putting a little bit of texture along these. Every single cliff now needs to have something like this done to it. No, it's not going to work like that. What we can do, though, is bring that up. It's better. Oh, double click. Didn't really want to double click there. That's all right. Smudging around here. Smallest brush that's available, so I'd like to have a smaller brush, but I get it. There have to be limits, don't there? There has to be limits. A little bit of a smooth at the bottom there. Orwell is here already. Yes, Orwell is. Alright. Oh, bear with me. Oh, down to just 2 viewers. There you go. It's probably because I was waffling about gay rights. That's not why we're here, is it? Never mind. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh. Actually, that might be okay. Oh, didn't want to do that. I did click on that. Right, smooching around the boring part here. The boring parts of map making are boring. Let's accept it. The boring parts are truly mind-numbingly dim. I think I'm happy with that, just like that. You're still here for the next cliff. Oh, are we back up to 4? Hello, everybody. Hi. If you haven't already hit the like button, now's the time to do so. Okay, just saying it now. Like button click would really help the channel. I've been now streaming here for an hour and 42. I'll have to take a break soon because I've not had any supper. I've got to have some caloric. I've got to have some calories, okay? I've got to have some calories at some point. And then caloric. Is it caloric? I don't know. I do not know. But yeah, this is my BonBon's tip of the day. Find yourself a really good cliff texture, and then use the just go around the entirety of the cliffs using the up click and down click to just like I normally will down click when it's dark and up click where it's light, but not always. There are going to be exceptions. Any green areas on cliffs like to be softened out usually. here. A little bit of an uppy there. This is all uppies here. And it doesn't really matter if you get little bumps on the edge as well, because it just means that imperfections is a cliff. It's supposed to be imperfect, right? Oh, probably a little bit too shark's toothy on the top of that one though. And there it goes. Oh, there it went. Now looking at this ridge, this end here is being carried entirely by the texture. Because you have a look here, the circles are perfectly smooth. It's literally like I did an up click and then just left it. So we are going to just put a bit of shape into this one. There's no obvious ridges or whatever on here at first glance. There is here. I've made a bit of an oopsie there, I think. I'm going to undo that one. And then upsie. That's a downsy as well. What am I doing here? This is an upsie. Bit of a downsy going on here. Problem with this one being dark is it makes it feel like it should go into the shadow. I am actually going to push that back. Give it a reason to be dark. Right, okay. Bump, 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 bump. This area has clearly been done. See the old ridges that I put into this bit already. All the way around here, all the way around there, that's all been done. I think we have completed that. Now there is an argument. D2 here. Hi D2. Yeah, cheers Diego. Have a good one. Look after yourself. Hi Hunter. Good to have you there. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be here because it's coming up to towards 2 hours now. Made some good progress, but yeah, I'm going to do something like this on a lot of these ridges. I've got quite a few of them to work my way around, but this will help them come to life. There is an argument here. Now, there's no way up onto this upper plateau. And I get that. I don't know that I want to put one up there. I don't know that I want to put one up there. I mean, possibly here. Possibly. I mean, could it? Let's see. I'm going to go straight with the slope tool. Just going to do something really dumb with the slope tool. See what happens, right? So here. And then brush size up a little bit. Well, that's access. That is definitely access. Oh. I've just completely butchered this, haven't I? I have just completely butchered this. But it does give us access up there, so there's no argument. We can get up to the upper section now. What's this going on here? Don't like the look of that. That's worrying. It looks a bit straight. Straight lines, even on the fantasy map like this, where there are supposedly going to be allowances for straight lines that just appear like that are a bad move. Right, okay, so work-wise today, we have this area has taken a lot more shape. I've still got, I mean, the beach work is still placeholder, but it's not bad at all. It's not bad. If I finished the map now and went away and just released it like this, it would be okay. Beach is 3 stars. Beach is 3 stars. That's all. 3 stars. It's not bad. It's not amazing. It does the job. But that would do. So anyway, so we have our private beach area for the resort. We have our lighthouse island with the little offshoot island which mirrors the 2 offshoot islands of the little mountain going on here. We've sorted out the problem with this coastline over here, whilst there's probably still a little bit more work that wants doing down here. Again, if I was to walk away and not come back to this, I'm still not buying this inlet. It's close. It's close. But yeah, this is, for me, nearly done. Very, very nearly done down this way. We've got the river system up here, where we've now added these 2 little lakes, which means that the 25 tile player doesn't want to buy or wonder why they can't build any further this way, because now we have lakes blocking their route. So therefore the 25 tile player, if they buy this tile, is restricted to just this tile, and that's them done. Next tile up, they're stopped by the winding river, and the next tile up again, winding river going on here, plus you're then straight into more or less into mountains. So for me, that works much better. Off camera, I did actually do something off camera up this valley, where we have the hidden underground rail line with the outside connection in a little buried tunnel underneath the everybody's favourite factories. But I did do one more thing up here. I put a sign on it. Token technologies. There we go. That makes perfect sense there. We've actually got a little bit of extra detailing going on there as well. So foliage is coming fairly soon. We are going to be working I think the next day or two, the next couple of streams, we're going to be putting ridges into all of these, and it's just going to be mundane and boring, like most of my streams, I know. But yeah, we'll be doing some of these. I think some of these we can probably get away with not doing anything with, like these. How much do I really... I mean, probably will put a little drop into that. But the ones which are deeper, like these ones, yeah, I think we will do a little bit of work along some of those, just to make them pop a little bit more than they do. Put the ridges into the those. I have got to work the waterfall spawners. I'm not. Oh, thanks, motorbike. I'm not unhappy, but this is not quite what I was looking for. In fact, this is really not what I'm looking for. So, yeah, there's plenty of retooling to do on those ones. The ones on the back wall aren't bad. We've got stepping stones. I've fixed this before. Hang on. You. And you. Oh, why that's just those ones have gone back to zigzags. But anyway, yeah, the waterfalls over here I'm not too unhappy with. I'm good with that one. I'm okay with this one. And I'm okay with this one. So what I want to try and do is I need to try and get the ones over on the side wall of the map, these ones. So that one's not too bad. It's not perfect, but it's not too bad. This is just horrible. That one I like the shape. Actually, probably not too bad at the top end there, actually. I could probably live with that one. This is not too bad down that way. But yeah, here's not good. I did work, hang on, I'm just going to do a little bit of tooling down here. Because I did work this previously, but then this is part of the map that didn't save. Oh, blimey, didn't want to quite do that. Stop it. Brush strength down. Oh. How's that? Now, if the water can contain itself in there, that will look better. Right, so yeah, so these waterfalls need retooling. But it's not the world's biggest job. The world's biggest job now will be the foliage. I'm trying to work out that I reckon the middle of the map here there'll be hardly any foliage around here. Maybe a couple of patches of trees here and there for detailing trees. We'll have some more where the rivers are. We'll have foliage running up the natural rivers, and there'll be a lot of foliage going into the big valley. This one over here, because this one just feels like it's got forest in it, doesn't it? That feels very forested down there. And we'll do some sort of pretty jungle built up here as well. But yeah, busy map, lots of progress. Oh, hang on, this is the one area that hasn't been worked at all. Oh yeah, I said I was going to do something along the lines of Mashupper with the long. Yeah, I'm gonna have. I think we'll have longish islands coming off, couple coming off in this direction, pointing into the map in that direction. Again, that'll work really good for screenshots. Come over here, take a screenshot of this, and you'll just have because at the moment this one's pointing off that way. Yeah. And this one is pointing off this way, and yeah, they're blobby, Mr. Blobby Island. So what we'll do is we'll tool these next time. We will tool these to be again. I said Mashupper, didn't I? I meant Mosisobo. Mosisobo. Not, it won't be like Mosisobo, but just using that in. This is a form of a delta that has been redirected into the bay, and so we'll do some islands that just tie into this angle. Oh, Dolomite Dave, you are in trouble now. And you know why. Oh my god. I just don't know what to do with you. I really don't know what to do with you. I'm doing that. I'm not doing any more. I'm not doing any more puns at all. I refuse. You're so bad. Everybody else, what's he laughing at? Yeah, okay. I'll leave you to explain in the comments if anybody wants to know. I'm not going down there. But yes, am I hungry or Hank Marvin? Dear oh me. Cockney rhyming slang, bestest that is, isn't it? Well, it's not even Cockney rhyming. It's too modern for Cockney rhyming slang. But there we go. Yeah. Beautiful. I'm done for today. I'm going to wind it up. I'm going to go and get myself something to sort out. Me Hank Marvins. Oh, Yusuf. Hi, Yusuf. I'm super excited for this map. Please hurry up. You'd be finished now if I didn't have a chat. If I deactivated the chat, I could just crack on and build the map, right? But to be fair, the chat has actually been very helpful for when I was having trouble with building the tunnels, because I've forgotten how the tunnels work. I had some network problems that the chat was really good with. Also, like I say, with Random 5 earlier with the cliff, so they suggested, where was it? There was something along the lines of, they said something more rocky or whatever, and I didn't mean a cliff like that, but good idea nonetheless, lol. So where are we? Trying to find where it was, but they suggested something like more rocky or whatever, and it was a really good idea, and it's ended up with the other corner of the map, which we've been working on, looking much more cliffy, and it's definitely worked. So yeah, your feedback also helps. It won't always use it. There might be specific reasons, like Diego was asking for me to get on with the foliage. I'm sorry, no, not until everything else is in place. But I think a lot of the technical detailing is now done. Like, we've got the essential lighthouse in place. The bridges are good, the tunnels are good. The start square intersection is not just good, but also it seems to work, and we've got foliage in there, so it's beautified. We've got the castle in place. We've got the quarry in place. A lot of the technical detailing stuff is done. A few waterfalls to tidy up. So once the terrain is done, which is work in progress now, there's not really any thought apart from these islands here in the foreground. There's not really much in the way of thought process. It's got to go into the terrain work now. It's just plow on and do it. And then I know that I'm going to struggle a little bit with the trees because it's not my strength, but I'm going to idiot driving the wrong way up a one-way street. Well done. Anyway, yeah, so the trees is going to take a little while because I want to do a good job. I think 2 weeks. If you think 2 weeks from today, we're probably not far off. So I'm really looking forward to getting this map done and finished and sharing it with you. But anyway, yes, thanks, guys. Thanks to everybody apart from Dolomite. I'm going to wind it up. So anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and subscribing. If you haven't already hit the like button, do it now before you forget. I will be back with a stream probably tomorrow night, where we'll do some more work. I might do a bit of work off camera in the morning, just some of the mundane cliff work. So when you come back tomorrow, if you come back tomorrow, these islands, we'll work on these islands tomorrow on the live stream. So that will be cool. But yeah, get out of my chat room, Dolomite. I'm going to go. I don't have an outro, so just going to say thanks for watching. I've been BonBonB, and you've been very, very